Tonight, positive tests, the latest on bird flu concerns after dead crows were found in Chatham, Kent. Plus, down to the wire.
I do it on Christmas Eve. It's a lot cheaper.
Scenes from the last-minute rush, whatever the reason.
We are here doing last-minute shopping for Mom.
And a labor of love on the front lawn.
We are Christmas crazy.
The all-out display, decked out for the holidays.
This is CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carlyle, Fiset, and we're broadcasting tonight to our audiences in both London and Windsor. We begin with the last-minute holiday rush and the new data showing a shift in Canadian spending as the festive season ramps up, especially for in-person shopping. As Rita Ismail reports, if you were still hunting for the perfect gift today, you were not alone.
It's the final countdown to Christmas, and for some shoppers, the pressure is part of the fun. Christmas Eve has turned the mall into a last-minute gift dash.
I do it on Christmas Eve. It's a lot cheaper, it's less busy, and more deals usually last minute and less options to have to debate over.
Some shoppers say waiting until the last minute actually pays off.
I've just been spending time with my friends and family, and I feel like as much as people think it might be busy, it's not as busy as you think, like early morning Christmas Eve.
Others say it's busy but unavoidable.
It's pretty busy, actually. I had exams too. Like, I was in school till like the 15th, and then I spent time with the family at home, so I don't know, just came out now.
For one dad, the mall is delivering more than just gifts this year.
We are here doing last-minute shopping for Mom, and the girls want their Christmas present. They're going to get their fourth set of earrings.
Visa Canada reports holiday spending is up 4.4% this year, with 88% of purchases still happening in store. But not everyone at the mall on Christmas Eve is shopping.
I come here every day for coffee, then I walk for an hour and a half, and every day for the last 16 years.
And you're not going to stop on Christmas Eve?
No. I'm 80 years old, but I keep going.
Whether it's deals, tradition, or just the thrill of last minute, Christmas Eve shoppers are proving the mall is still where the holiday shopping happens.
I wish you a Merry Christmas.
Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Meanwhile, a warning from provincial police to think twice about what you put on the curb during the holidays. OPP say empty boxes from big-ticket items they can let thieves know exactly what's in your home, increasing the chance you get targeted. Police say boxes should be broken down and turned inside out, or just take them straight to a recycling depot. They also recommend not posting images of new gifts online, which can be viewed publicly. Essex County OPP say they're investigating a hit and run in Lakeshore yesterday morning. They say it happened on Talbot Street North just before 11:30 a.m. No injuries were reported. Police say one of the drivers ran away from the scene, and that person has not yet been located. And Huron County OPP say they've laid charges against a man they say lit a cardboard box on fire while someone was inside. According to police, it happened in Goderich on December 12th. They say surveillance video shows the suspect lighting a box on fire outside a business, and the person inside was able to escape unharmed. OPP are refusing to release any of that video, though. They say the man who set the box on fire faces several charges, including arson with disregard for human life, and he remains in custody. A warning from local firefighters who say they get more calls during the holidays for fires that could have been prevented. With more on the best ways to stay prepared, here's Robert Lothian.
An unwanted holiday occurrence that's become as much of a staple as caroling and cookies. An uptick in fire incidents requiring a response from crews.
December of 2025 definitely has been busy.
This year has been no different in Windsor, Essex. According to Chief Fire Prevention Officer John Smith, they've responded to 17 structure fires this month alone. This includes 2 people being sent to hospital. Significant resources are going to the added calls in the kitchen, accounting for most of those responses. Across 2025, Windsor Fire has recorded more than 180 cooking fires.
And I just want to put a point that this time of year we're baking, we're cooking, we have family over, we have distractions. Please stay inside the kitchen or stay near the kitchen when you're cooking. Don't leave your house.
According to the Ontario Association of Fire Chiefs, the holidays can be among the deadliest time of year when it comes to fires. That's why they are putting out some tips to help avoid catastrophic events that include testing smoke alarms, never leaving lit candles to burn while unattended, turning off all Christmas lights when going to sleep, and ensuring that all Christmas decorations are CSA approved.
Be careful what you're buying on websites and make sure that they are approved in Canada for your safety, for eliminating ignition sources for the lighting.
Despite seeing an increase in fires over the holidays each year, Smith says many residents believe it will never be their reality.
That's something we want to make sure that we kind of get that mindset out of everybody's thoughts, and that's why we want working smoke alarms on every level of your home.
With new requirements calling for carbon monoxide detectors on every floor starting January 1st, Smith says now is the time to update all safety detectors to make the holidays a time for cheer rather than a time of tragedy. Robert Lothian, CTV News, Windsor.
Canadian wildlife experts say dead crows found in Chatham-Kent recently have tested positive for avian flu. According to officials with the Canadian Wildlife Health Cooperative, 6 birds tested positive. They say samples have been analyzed at the University of Guelph's Animal Health Hub, and those results will now be sent to the Canadian Food Inspection Agency for confirmation. Public health officials say the risk to humans is low, but anyone who comes across sick or dead wildlife should be cautious and keep pets away. The soon-to-be former Crown Royal bottling plant in Amherstburg is now listed for sale. More than 200 workers face an uncertain future there, with the facility's closure planned for February. However, as Sanjay Maru reports, local officials are hinting at the possibility the site could keep operating.
The Diageo bottling plant in Amherstburg is officially on the market, with the company set to close operations at the site early next year.
It's certainly good news headed into the new year because Diageo is not sitting on their hands. So I'd much rather them list it now and hopefully get an offer and somebody to take over the facility right in February.
February 2026. That's when Diageo plans to close down Amherstburg's largest employer as part of changes to its North American supply chain. The move will impact more than 200 unionized workers at the site. Earlier this month, workers represented by Unifor Local 200 voted overwhelmingly in favor of a closure agreement.
They're going to be looking at multiple offers, going through any type of testing on the site that has to be done, all the common commercial property practices and regulations they have to go through.
The property on 110 St. Arnaud Street spans more than 70 acres and includes several large industrial buildings. It's listed for just $1, but Amherstburg councillor and mortgage broker Lyndon Crane says that's a common practice in commercial real estate.
There's so many things that need to be negotiated on a site like this, and also for marketing purposes. You're going to see that that site rank first on Realtor.ca.
The future of the property is still up in the air, but the town's mayor has previously said there is interest from a company in the same line of work as the one currently operating at the site since 1971.
Myself, members of council, we're not aware of who this is or if the offer's been accepted, but we do hear that there's another alcohol company interested.
Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
A weather warning to keep in mind for anyone traveling across southern Ontario on Friday. According to Environment Canada, the Windsor area will see mostly rain with a bit of freezing rain. In Sarnia, though, the freezing rain could cause local power outages. Snow and ice pellets are forecasted for the Kitchener-Waterloo region.
Freezing rain can be so tricky. You don't see it, and at first it just looks like rain, and rain generally doesn't give us a whole lot of problems, but it can create black ice. Definitely, if you're out on the roads, anywhere in southern Ontario especially, take your time if you need to head out.
Hello, I'm meteorologist Gary Archibald for CTV News. Merry Christmas to you all, and I hope it is a very memorable, very happy holiday. Couple things to point out. Yes, there is some snow headed in our direction, some lake enhancement over Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, but the worst of it is yet to come in the next 18 to 24 hours coming from the south and from the west. We'll see cold air meeting warm air, and with that, the potential for Friday, Boxing Day, to be one where we see freezing rain, hence the special weather statement in place across much of, if not all, of southern Ontario, stretching further east. I'll break down what you need to know as we look ahead to the holidays and the weekend.
Thanks very much, Gary. The Grand Theatre's production of Frozen in London has been extended, which officials cite as popular demand behind it. As Jerry Dewan reports, they're not just touting the performance on stage as a success, but the fundraising effort that came with it.
London's Grand Theatre used their production of Frozen as a fundraiser for the Business Cares food drive. And like the production itself, the campaign has been a success.
Because our Christmas show has become a tradition, we are so thrilled that that tradition also includes giving back to the community.
Rachel Peake is the Grand Theatre's artistic director and director of the production of Frozen. Seeing all the little ones channeling their inner Elsa as they arrive for the Christmas Eve matinee, it's clear the core audience is all in. But Peake says the theater experience adds a little more.
Theater is a different medium, so there are new songs that aren't in the movie, and obviously there's an element of spectacle that you can do when something is live that really makes it special.
Since launching in 2017, the holiday show food drive has raised about $530,000 through donations made by the Grand Theatre audiences, artists, volunteers, and staff. Peake says the campaign illustrates how the theatre connects with the community.
Coming out of the pandemic, things have been very tough. You know, the need for the food bank has increased a lot, and so has the generosity of people who are able to give toward it.
Money raised from the Frozen donations haven't been added to the grand total, but those donations will go to good use. At the Business Cares food drive wrap-up event last week, Chair Wayne Dunn stressed the importance of ongoing contributions.
The money raised continues to be spent on eggs, milk, produce, proteins, along with the harvest and refresh programs.
The 2025 Business Cares food drive collected food and donations estimated to be worth more than $2 million, a 1.4% increase over last year. Frozen at the Grand has been extended, now running through to January 4th, and donations will continue to be collected the entire time. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
A man from the Maritimes who came through our region last year has completed a cross-country tour on foot. This is Trevor Redmond, also known as the Fellow in Yellow, as he passed through southwestern Ontario in October 2024. According to his social media page, he arrived at his final destination yesterday, Stanley Park in Vancouver. The journey covered more than 10,000 kilometers, beginning in Halifax all the way back in March 2024. He was raising money for mental health and addiction initiatives along the way while promoting an active lifestyle. A new Leger poll is shedding light on a lack of Canadian optimism looking ahead to the new year.
Certainly younger people, that generation under the age of 35, felt the 2025 was a bit of a tough year. And they're actually more optimistic about the year ahead, 2026, than our older age cohort, those 55 and older. Those are a little bit more measured about how good the year will be. We also see a little bit of a gender difference.
The survey found 35% of respondents said 2026 will be better than 2025. A few more said they expect the coming year to be about the same, while 1 in 5 said they think things will get worse. Leger surveyed about 1,500 people for the poll, which cannot be assigned a margin of error. Local health leaders are ramping up their messaging about the importance of Naloxone, reporting a rise in opioid overdoses this year. Travis Fordham has more on how Naloxone works and when to use it.
I'm with Dominique from the Windsor-Essex County Health Unit. And Dominique, today we're talking about Naloxone and why it is important for people to learn how to use it. Why is it important for people to learn this?
We think that it's important for people to learn about how to use Naloxone. Number one, in our community, we have seen an increase in opioid-related overdoses. And Naloxone is a life-saving medication that is safe for anyone to use.
And where can someone pick up a naloxone kit?
So there's a few different places that people can pick up a naloxone kit. People can go to their local pharmacy and pick up a naloxone kit from the pharmacist. There is no prescription needed and it is free.
So do you mind showing me how to use one?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so this is what a naloxone kit looks like. So we're just gonna go over what is inside the kit. So in the kit, there are 2 doses of naloxone. So this is the naloxone in the nasal spray form. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to identify the signs that somebody might be having an overdose. So this could look like somebody is no longer breathing, their breathing is slow and labored, they could be making like a gurgling or snoring noise, they're not responsive. If the person's not responding, then the first thing you want to do is call 911 and make sure first responders are on the way. If the person has not responded, and you have observed the signs and symptoms of an overdose and you have called 911, then the next step would be to administer the first dose of naloxone. And it goes straight into the nostril. So you would just put it straight up and then hit the plunger all the way up. If 2 minutes goes by and the person is still not responding, then you can use the second dose of naloxone in the other nostril, so just repeating the same step. A person may need more than 2 doses of naloxone before they respond, so if you do have another kit, just important to keep that in mind.
And most of the time when you pick one up, they will give you a quick rundown of what you just gave.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure. So whoever is distributing the naloxone to you should be able to kind of go over those steps that I just went over just to give you a refresher. And the steps will also be in the kit as well for you to have.
Many around the region have leaned into the holiday spirit, decking their homes for the holidays. And of course, some take that further than others. And with such an example, here's Sean Irvin.
Along Chinnington Avenue in South London, you can catch a glance of just about every face associated with Christmas cheer. Nearly 50 blow-up characters and 10,000 lights decorate this ranch home. Behind it all are Dan Boyce and his wife Pam. But to neighbors, they are more commonly known as
the Griswolds,
which is, of course, a nod to the famous character in Christmas Vacation, where the main character, Clark, gets into Christmas hijinks in a number of places, including his roof. Thankfully, Dan had much greater success.
Pam, my wife, she gets nervous. When I'm up there, she stays inside. She's scared that I'm going to fall one of these years.
But the rest of the time, Pam is active in the festive fun. The couple allocates the equivalent of 2 weeks each year to the display. While many admire their efforts, others wonder if they're off their Christmas rocker.
Absolutely. We are Christmas crazy.
Now, this labor of Christmas lights love is 11 years in the making. And over that time, hundreds of dollars and lots of non-perishable food items have been donated to the London Food Bank. Since COVID, donations have dropped.
Some people just don't have money to donate.
Still, they take solace in knowing their display, which began with just 3 inflatables, is helping to put food on plates and smiles on faces.
Christmas Eve probably had about 150 vehicles just pulled over and stopped. We do it for the neighbors, and the kids just love it.
Young and old. It's not just people with young children. We have elderly people who come by too, and putting a smile on their face is worth it.
Even though the Grinch has popped by from time to time. In the beginning, a Santa was stolen, but he was replaced by 3 more inflatable characters. And that's when things really
blew up.
So despite the challenges, the Boyces, the Griswolds, have promised that, just like Frosty, they'll be back again someday.
They wave at us all the time. In the summer, too, they come by and say, "Hi, how are you doing? Are you having your Christmas display this year?" And I say, "Yeah, we're going to put it up another year."
In London, Sean Irvin, CTV News.
When we come back, our resident sports reporters break down the OHL season so far for the London Knights and Windsor Spitfires. The top local sports stories are next with Brent Lail and Bob Belichico. And later, from a Pokemon wedding in Windsor to a honeymoon overseas, the local couple and their mission to catch them all. Welcome back. It's time for our midweek look at local sports, and for that we turn things over to the hosts of the Tee Up in London and On the Sidelines in Windsor. Here's Brent Lail and Bob Bilichico.
Well, thanks, Carlyle. And Bob, let's start with the Spits, who started off as one of the top teams in the country, but then they slipped a little bit. What's the Christmas wish for the Windsor Spitfires?
Well, if you ask me, I think they need more offensive firepower. So, trade deadline coming up January 10th, I'm thinking they need to make a move on the front end because they need some spark. When you lose a guy like Ilya Protas, who scored 124 points last year, and then Liam Greentree had 119. Plus, you lose Noah Morneau with 73 points and Ryan Abraham with 66. I mean, that's a lot of offense to make up for. And, to their credit, Ethan Belchez has stepped up. Jack Nesbitt's doing well. I mean, there are players. Carson Woodall, your defenseman is your leading scorer. That could be a problem, right? Which is not a problem because he's scoring, but at the same time, you want forwards to be doing that kind of thing. So, to me, if I were Bill Bowler, I'm thinking forwards.
Well, and definitely the Knights finishing their chances is what we've heard from them. Associate GM Rob Simpson says they've let some games get away, and as the defending Memorial Cup champions, they're not satisfied being a middle-of-the-pack standing team. So, they're going to be looking to improve their hockey club after the break and at the trade deadline, like you just said, Bob. So either making a trade or shoring up some of their deficiencies.
I'm kind of surprised to see the Knights where they're at. I mean, Windsor took, 3 out of 4 points out of them earlier in December. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually they're a lot tighter. And, I don't know. I expect the Hunters to make some moves as well before the deadline, eh?
For sure. And then we've got Leafs and Wings now. Let's talk with the Leafs. They've kind of a middle-of-the-pack team, and they really, their Christmas wish would definitely be healthy goaltending. Joseph Wall and Anthony Stolars have struggled all year just be on the ice, and that's not good enough in the NHL to lose your starting goalkeeper. So they need to be a little bit better offensively, a little more consistent in the second half, and they just need healthy goaltending. What's the Wings' wish?
Well, here's the beauty of that whole conference, Brent, because, you talk about the Leafs, you're talking here, the Wings, for example, a week ago, they won 2 in a row. They beat the Islanders 3-2. They looked really good, and they vaulted from 6th to 2nd in the conference. And if you look at the standings, I mean, the difference between 2nd and 9th is like a matter of points. So the Leafs could get hot and boom, find themselves right at the top of the conference, and then Leaf Nation will settle down and everything's good, right?
That's the East for you, right? I guess for sure. And then on to the university ranks. Now, Bob, we got Greg Marshall retiring last week at Western, which was huge news in the football world. And the search is still on for a head coach there. He's going to stay on until they end up with a new head coach. And as for Western basketball, hey, they're number 3 in the country ahead of the holiday break. I think it's been more than 2 decades since this team was ranked this highly in the national standings. And they included a huge win over Ottawa, which is a powerhouse in basketball. So a strong group of recruits by Brad Campbell. They're just gelling. And hey, 10-1 in the OUA West. They'll be one to look out for, and it's something Western basketball fans haven't seen in a long time. What's up with the Lancers?
Well, not bad, eh? That's pretty good. So over here in Windsor, the Lancer women's basketball team's 9-2. They're 9th in the country. And again, they're making a move. Chantal Vallée's got the right team. She's got a good mix of veterans and rookies on her squad this year. Leah Tate really stepped up before the break, scored 36 points. They took care of Carleton and Ottawa, who are perennial powerhouses in the OUA. So I don't know. I think this team's going to make a lot of moves in the second half and show that this is the real deal for them this season.
Yeah, and there's a couple of other Lancer squads that are doing pretty well, if you could briefly touch on them as well.
Well, yeah, for sure. We got the men's volleyball team. They're 8-2. They lost a couple before the break against Guelph, but I'm telling you, this team, they're hosting nationals this year, so they've got the automatic berth into the national championship, which will be held at the Toldo Lancer Center. But this is a team that doesn't want to go in the back door. They're a good team. They have Marcus Lahis, Chase Bridges, Gustavo Sequeira, the 3 bigs that are back. It's a veteran team. A lot of these players came back because they knew they were hosting nationals, and this is a team that's going to be tough to beat come crunch time, come playoff time. And then if you've ever been to the Toldo Lancer Center, that place rocks. So when it comes to the nationals, it's going to be like the roof will be blown off. It'll be so good.
And as for the NFL, now we got a lot of Lions and Bills fans in our region. 2 regular season games to go. Hey, the Bills have been a bit inconsistent this year, but for Bills fans, they've probably needed some heart medicine. I think they get down in the first quarter by 2 touchdowns every game. But hey, when you got the best quarterback in the AFC, they can come back and win. Josh Allen's pulled off some miracles. And with the Chiefs and Ravens out of the picture this year, it's wide open for Buffalo, even if they finish as a wild card. Where the Lions, you know, losing Ben Johnson as offensive coordinator, they've seen a little bit of ups and downs, but not out of it yet.
Listen, I still can't believe Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears at the top of the division right now. It's just mind-blowing how that happened. And, you know, it's going to come down to the last week, I think, Detroit and the Bears. Yeah, I just, you know, I mean, I know Detroit beat them earlier in the season, but I'm telling you, I just have this bad feeling about Detroit right now. And, you know, I think that Chicago, if they're rolling, they're going to give it to them, you know, on the last game of the season.
Well, there's some snow on the ground, and it's kind of cold outside, but we can always dream for spring training. The Jays had an amazing season. They captivated the entire country, coming within one run.
That was a great run, eh?
One win or one run of the World Series in extra innings. And the popularity of that team made so much money, and they really just took the country by storm, and it's become a real destination for free agents. They've already locked up Dylan Cease, Tyler Rogers, Cody Ponce, and they should be pretty good again in 2026. The Tigers, you know, they could use some free agents.
Don't count the Tigers out. Come on now.
Sure.
I mean, we love the Blue Jays because we're Canadian and all, but I live like a mile away from Comerica Park, and the Tigers, hey, let's face it, 15th inning against Seattle, the team, you know, that went to the divisional final against, you know, Toronto. So, I mean, they're right there, you know, but the key is, are they going to sign Tarek Skubal? You know, you got to get that Skubal thing out of the way, I think, before spring training or at sometime next season. They picked up a couple pitchers in the offseason. Nothing to write home to mom about, but at the same time, I think the Tigers will be there again in 2026.
Well, they play in the Central, which that division is always wide open every single year. It flip-flops between who wins it. And as for the World Junior Hockey Tournament, we get underway. Boxing Day, Canada taking on the Czechs. They'll follow that up, back-to-back games. They play Latvia the next night. And, hey, this year's team led by Mark and Dale Hunter trying to avoid a 5th-place finish. They've lost in the quarters each of the last 2 years. Bob, Canada's got to be better this time. And we've got a couple of locals to cheer on as we get forward to medal contention.
Well, we got Liam Greentree with the Windsor Spitfires. Who do you guys got?
So Sam O'Reilly of the London Knights was at training camp for them. Cam Reed from nearby here, a local guy. Jet Luchenko, a Londoner on the team last year as well. So we'll see what happens there. But I think, you know, for Windsor fans, you guys have always hated Mark and Dale Hunter for sure. But this time you got to cheer for them.
This is one reason to love them, right? So, hey, you know, love to hate them, but they're still, you know, great coaches, and that's why they're at that level.
Well, Bob, it's been an awesome 2025 for sports, and it's great to see you back handling sports full time. I love doing it again. It's been a long time since we've had these segments.
Are you not happy?
Yeah, it's been.
Isn't it great that we're back? This is awesome.
It's been a great 2025. Thanks, Bob.
And we're saying good evening and Merry Christmas to Gary Archibald tonight. Gary, as we look ahead, looks like weather-wise not a whole lot to report. For Christmas Day, it's Boxing Day you're keeping an eye on.
You're right about that, Carlyle. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. I think that it will be, relatively speaking, a benign pattern between now and tomorrow evening. So not so bad. Temperatures seasonal. Right now we've been cloudy at times. We've fluctuated around that freezing mark, but that's seasonal for this time of the year. Wind chill really not much of a factor, and the winds have died down. It does feel a bit colder than 0 degrees at the airport. The wind chill factor at the airport in London, -3. That's what we like to say you should be dressing for. Even a few degrees colder than that, it's easier to take off layers than obviously put them on if you're caught outside. And speaking of cold, it is bone-chillingly cold in southern central Alberta. Cold also in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. And some of that cold air as well to our north and northwest. Meanwhile, we are in that little slice of warmth hovering around the freezing mark in much of southern Ontario. As mentioned, we do have some snow. Lake enhancement possible over Georgian Bay, Lake Huron shores and the eastern shores of Lake Superior. Not likely to be a huge snowfall event across the eastern shores of Lake Huron pushing further inland, but those northwesterlies likely to be breezy Wind gusts up to about 35, 40 tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'm anticipating cloudiness and a few light showers in extreme southwestern Ontario before we see Friday roll around. And where we see that pinkish salmon color hue, that's where we see some problems. It's going to be for the morning from Windsor, Essex, Chatham, Kent towards London, Kitchener, Waterloo. That progression along the 401, picture it, starting in early morning, say about 8 a.m., maybe even 7. And by the time it reaches us in London towards the midday afternoon, we're talking about rain mixed with ice pellets and freezing rain. The precipitation type is likely to be freezing rain through the midday in London. If you're traveling further west, you'll see it in the morning. If you're traveling further east towards Kitchener, Waterloo, perhaps the GTA, you'll see it later in the day. Now, this computer model is suggesting the rain starting early in the morning with temperatures around the freezing mark. Again, that's where we see those droplets freezing on contact with asphalt, cement. You get the idea, driveways, and of course roadways. So travel according to those conditions. The overnight temperatures projected right now aren't so bad under cloudy conditions between +1 and about -4. Take a look at the 7-day forecast. Merry Christmas. Thursday looks pretty good. It's Friday. That's why the special weather statement's in place for that icy mix, freezing rain primarily. Saturday, Sunday, warm enough for more rain and an icy mix. Flurries coming next week, Monday and Tuesday, because temperatures are going to fall off and become more winter-like, seasonal that is. So freezing rain, Boxing Day, when everyone wants to take advantage of those sales. Our 7-day forecast, courtesy of Enercare. For Windsor, a similar looking forecast, except for you, it starts early Friday through the early afternoon. Next week, this time, we will be cold enough to see snow. That's how the weather is shaping up. Merry Christmas, everyone.
To you as well, Gary. Cheers. Welcome back. A southwestern Ontario couple have turned their shared passion for Pokemon into the story of their relationship. They were gifted a Pokemon-themed wedding earlier this year, and since then, they've been traveling the world, sharing their love along the way. Stephanie Mazzotti reports.
This is the first Christmas Les and Sandra Dorgo are spending as a married couple.
It's kind of hard to keep track of all of the wild adventures that we've been on.
Since their one-of-a-kind Pokemon Go wedding, officials with the augmented reality game sent a camera crew to Windsor to document their love story. The filming continued in Japan, where they spent their honeymoon.
Japan, it's a whole different level of intensity. Like, everyone there is very intense, very passionate about their love for anime.
They embrace themselves in the culture, learning a few words along the way.
Konnichiwa.
And then say thank you. It's arigatou gozaimasu.
They say they were part of the Pokemon Go Fest media tour, where they were interviewed by a wedding magazine, a local newspaper, and appeared on Japan's national news channel.
Our love story connecting through Pokemon and our Pokemon adventures is still 1 in a million story, if not rarer, and they were so surprised and they're so happy to embrace us there with our Pokemon love story and how we adventure around the world. It was absolutely amazing.
Another big accomplishment this year.
So I just graduated nurse practitioner school, and during the graduation ceremony, I added some little Pokemon touches, of course, to my graduation cap. So Chansey in the Pokemon game evolves into Blissey. So I had Blissey in a little graduation outfit on top of my graduation cap that says just evolved into nurse practitioner.
Sandra is now a Pokemon Go ambassador representing Windsor at the White Sox Pokemon Go night in Chicago. So what's next on the agenda?
Our next adventure is going to be Los Angeles, where we're going for our next Pokemon event in February. So we're thinking another part of that documentary might be getting filmed over there in the City of Lights.
They don't know when their documentary will be complete, but they are grateful for the journey along the way.
That's the best part about this game, and you get to have fun and meet new people and travel the world is what we've done.
Stephanie Mazzotti, CTV News.
A massive Lotto Max jackpot is up for grabs this week. There was no grand prize winner in last night's draw, so on Friday, the pot grows to a grand total of $126 million in prizes, including an $80 million jackpot, plus 46 more prizes of $1 million each. Lottery officials say there were $4 million winners in last night's draw, all of them sold in Quebec.
It's time to play America's favorite jackpot game. This is Powerball. Good evening, America. I'm Michelle.
Meanwhile, south of the border, there was no jackpot winner in the Powerball draw, a 46th straight miss. The next chance at that jackpot is tonight, worth an estimated $1.7 billion. That would be the fourth largest U.S. lottery prize in history, with the odds of winning at roughly 1 in 300 million. Canada's long-awaited Grocery Code of Conduct is just days away from taking effect. It's a voluntary set of standards meant to guide grocery retailers and their suppliers. With more on how it will be implemented, here's Scott Hurst.
Shoppers are making last-minute trips to the grocery store to get all the holiday fixings.
Stuff to make pancakes for breakfast tomorrow. Some baby spinach.
Is that for the big feast?
That's for the big feast. That's the only thing I forgot.
But high prices leading to an expensive bill at the checkout continue to cut away some holiday cheer.
Usually prices is going up.
Through 2025, Canadians have been dealing with food inflation that remains stubbornly high, keeping affordability as a top concern for much of the year.
Everything is going a little bit up, and then you realize the next month is more expensive and more expensive.
But beginning on January 1st, something new for the food industry, a grocery code of conduct.
The code of conduct is very simply a framework or a set of guidelines on the relationship between grocers and their suppliers.
Top grocers have all agreed to sign on. It's expected to promote a more fair and transparent supply chain, clear standards for a better commercial relationship between the supplier and seller. According to experts, it could lead to more choice and potentially level the playing field for some smaller stores and suppliers.
The big thing you might see is a little more variation of supply.
So it begs the question, will it have an impact on prices?
The transparency is good, the dispute settlement mechanism is good, but don't expect decreased food prices because of the Grocery Code of Conduct.
Expect food to take a bigger bite of your budget next year. In fact, the latest food price report produced by several Canadian universities is projecting the average family of four to pay close to $1,000 more, with food inflation likely staying elevated between 4 to 6%. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Federal government officials say they're going to release a strategy on men's and boys' health in 2026. It's in response to a report from the advocacy group, the Movember Institute of Men's Health, which found men are about 3 times more likely to die by suicide than women. The research found 75,000 men died prematurely in Canada in 2023, describing many of those deaths as preventable. Stock markets went in opposite directions on either side of the border today amid lighter Christmas Eve trading volume. In Toronto, the TSX was down 58 points. In New York, the Dow climbed 288. The Nasdaq gained 51. The Canadian dollar is up, trading at about 73 cents U.S. On commodities, gold is down almost $3 an ounce. Oil down 3 cents a barrel.
It's just a great initiative for our entire team.
Still to come, tracking Santa around the world, the annual effort to keep eyes on the sky as the big man makes his rounds. Welcome back. American and Ukrainian officials have reportedly reached a consensus on key issues in a U.S.-backed peace plan. However, Russian authorities have not yet responded to these latest proposals. As Abigail Beeman reports, in the meantime, the violence continues.
Ukraine released this video of a Russian attack on Zaporizhzhia, home to a major nuclear plant. Russia released drone footage of what it calls troop advancement and airstrikes in Donetsk, both areas the Ukrainian president says are still sticking points in the new peace plan. Volodymyr Zelensky says his negotiating team came back from the United States, managing to strengthen the 20-point draft.
І була Україна.
And in a Christmas message, Zelensky says we ask for peace. While the Kremlin said Vladimir Putin has been briefed and Moscow will now formulate its position.
It could be the ultimate protection.
The head of the Ukrainian-Canadian Congress is talking about the draft deal's promise of security guarantees that mirror Article 5, the NATO collective defense principle that means an armed attack against one member is considered an attack against all.
It is a sincere need on the behalf of the Ukrainian government.
But much skepticism from experts that Russia will agree.
I don't believe that Vladimir Putin would accept that sort of a security guarantee. But if that were a part of that and it were agreed to by both sides, then yes, absolutely, Canada would be drawn into any sort of conflict if that security guarantee was provided to Ukraine.
Global Affairs tells CTV News Canada welcomes progress made and, quote, commends the significant efforts of President Trump and President Zelensky and their teams. Meanwhile, the French president said he met with the head of NATO to discuss work within the Coalition of the Willing, a group of Ukraine's allies, of which Canada is a member. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Minor hockey officials say they're investigating what led to an on-ice brawl at a recent game in British Columbia this past weekend. Video obtained by CTV News shows punches thrown during a U18 rec league game in Vernon, BC. Officials with the Greater Vernon and Salmon Arm Minor Hockey Associations posted similar statements online saying they are aware of the incident and taking it seriously, saying they do not tolerate the actions that took place.
Our CTV News weather snapshot of the day is brought to you by Auburn Group's Magic of Lights, on now until January 4th next year. And thanks to Michelle Bouchard for this lovely image. Merry Christmas to all of our furry friends as well. What a cutie. Well, temperatures remain warm enough to be above seasonal through this evening across much of southwestern Ontario. Indeed, Christmas Eve is green and brown rather than white. But Friday, Boxing Day, could spell a totally different story with freezing rain likely in the morning and again in the late afternoon. A special weather statement is in place for all our travelers and shoppers. Do take care.
Mark Carney delivered his first Christmas message to Canadians as Prime Minister, posted on social media today with a nod to our country's active military members.
This season reminds us that there can be hope amid despair, that light follows darkness. For so many people around the world in crisis, you have been that light. You've risked your lives to save others. You are the reason the maple leaf remains a symbol of hope and help around the world. Our sovereignty and our security are not guaranteed. They're defended by you every single day.
Carney's message goes on to say military members' sacrifices are appreciated now more than ever, given the more dangerous and divided world we live in. The annual NORAD Santa tracker is up and running on Kris Kringle's biggest night of the year.
It started with one child calling into our operations center, and now millions and millions of interested children who are making use of the website, the call center. Last year we got 380,000 calls, including I think 60,000 calls during one hour segment from kids who are calling in for updates on Santa Claus. So just really proud, and it's just a great initiative for our entire team, and we like to think for the entire community.
It's a project that dates back 70 years, run by the team at the North American Aerospace Defense Command. In London, the city's acting mayor, Sean Lewis, issued official authorization today, granting Santa temporary access to the airspace over London. The live tracker is available right now on the NORAD website. Welcome back. Finally tonight, a community effort in Toronto providing much needed supplies for their vulnerable neighbors this holiday season. It's led by residents of a seniors home, which has grown since it launched during the pandemic. Mike Walker reports.
Here's a hat. Here's a soap.
Stuffing bags full of daily essentials for people in need.
Making sure that we've got some useful things in it.
Winifred McCarthy is one of many residents at the St. Clair O'Connor community who have found a sense of purpose by volunteering to help the homeless.
I have felt rather isolated in that I sold my car before I moved in here. Lets me reach out to some of the community that really need our help.
These blessing bags are stuffed with toiletry, snacks, winter hats and gloves, as well as gift cards for coffee or food. All donated from neighboring businesses and through an Amazon wish list.
So you've got a hat right there.
A grassroots campaign dubbed Compassion Pathways, started by the center's executive director, Rebecca Freeman, 4 years ago out of her home during the pandemic, motivated by her own struggles growing up.
I did experience housing instability. There were times where our heat was shut off and we didn't have food in the fridge. So for me growing up, my strongest values have been compassion and empathy. I wanted to find a small but meaningful way to be able to help during an already difficult time.
The seniors at St. Clair O'Connor community have recently taken up the cause. On this day, 30 bags are being prepared that Freeman then distributes to the homeless, as well as local shelters and support agencies like Dixon Hall.
We give it to them upon intake, or if a client is running out of stuff, we normally give it. It means a lot. It goes a long way.
The impact has been incredible. I think that a lot of the individuals feel seen and they feel heard.
The bags not only contain some essentials, but also a handwritten card, words of encouragement from the senior who packed it.
Telling them that we hope they'll have a better day, that change is possible.
Freeman has so far distributed hundreds of these blessing bags.
There's no act of kindness that's too small that can really have an impact on other people.
Hoping her initiative will inspire others to support their most vulnerable neighbors. Mike Walker, CTV News.
And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London and Windsor, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Hope you and your family have a safe and happy holiday and Merry Christmas. Bye for now.